Thank you for being here. This is the Meetup Cafe with your hosts, Bill and Lisa. We're in two different countries tonight and this afternoon. And this is our first time of doing a conference where we're separated by the ocean. This has been an amazing conference. I would say this is, it seems like we say it each time, but each time it's sort of
The best ever.
ups, it just tops the last conference. And
Yeah.
I couldn't be more pleased than the sessions that I witnessed and that I watched you all participate in. The teachers were amazing. You guys, your questions they weren't surface stuff. They were deep. They were deep questions. And then there was such a great blend of teachers that they were able to look at questions that were psychological, personal, spiritual, all kinds of really important questions for all of us to look at. And I really appreciated this audience. The participation was full on, full power, and it was it was a great experience for all of us at Pure Presence conferences. And the staff felt that way, the hosts felt that way, the presenters felt that way, and you could feel it in the sessions. It was palpable, and it was just it was the infinite I Am conference for us and for all of you. I mean, we're here to hear from you. We'd love to hear your takeaways. If there's an important something that you heard that really caused you to see differently, let us hear that. Let us hear about that. If there was, and there were so many blends of different styles of teaching, meditation, the monologues and the lectures were really so good and diverse. And we would love to hear from you what your takeaway was. If you would put it in the chat. We've saved the chat from this morning that had it had quite a bit of really good takeaways, your favorite sessions and that kind of thing. But if there were quotes that you heard from these sessions or something that stood out for you, let us hear about it and let us know about it, please. And we just love to have it for ourselves. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Lisa. She had a great session. I saw many comments in the chat that was really expressing their appreciation for both Lisas, really, and for each of the teachers had really great comments, even from this morning before we heard the lineup of today. So let us hear from you. And Lisa, let us hear from you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what an amazing weekend. And I guess what I would like to just do, just to begin off this meetup cafe, and it really is, like Bill said, a chance for all of you to express what you got out of the weekend, what was your favorite part. We'll have space where you can come on and share. We use the chat board. But I do actually just want to give a shout out to the amazing Bill Free because Bill's been like highlighting everyone else on the team in the morning, amazing morning session. And I was like, yeah, but and then he sort of left himself off a bit. So I just want to really just express my gratitude and my love for Bill. He started these conferences in 2020 and it just has done them every year. There's been a couple of years they've done two a year. This takes 10 months to plan. It's not a small thing. And if it felt effortless to you, that's because of the team that's behind the scenes supporting all of this. So I want to just say thank you to Lindsay Free, who's just worked tirelessly and with so much love and care, Marie Chase,
Yeah.
bringing all the speakers together, the website, the bios for every speaker, the communication with the speakers to make sure they're here, and the topics. Lori Stoico, who's the one who does all the behind the scenes stuff with the emails, with just tech support. Teresa Atkinson. Um, who am I forgetting, Bill? There's
Brenda
Brenda.
in Dubai. Yep.
And, there's just
Jody Agard,
Jody Agard.
Carol Roblin, Nancy Oulette.
Yeah, so it just takes a village, and so it's just been a joy for me personally to be here this weekend.
Jack Rome,
All the
Christine Keisinger.
yes, all the hosts, everyone
Yeah,
who's just here, just supporting the speakers, and finally to all of you for
yeah,
signing up. And it's just been amazing for me. I actually do think this is the best ever conference, and like I know I probably say that every one, but I really felt that the different speakers that I had a chance to listen to were, it felt to me like expressing in a whole new way, where years before it felt like some of these non-dual teachings was a little airy. It felt a little, I don't know, not so practical and not so down to earth. But this conference felt like the expression has changed. It just felt like things were just much more relatable, and I don't know. So I just really am so happy to be part of this. And this is my favorite part of the entire conference, this to be able to hear from you of what it was for you, what what anything you heard that was like a light bulb went off. I see the comments are coming in here. Oh wow, in the chat board. And the other thing I just want to say too, just because I think sometimes this gets a little bit missed because and this is like a personal identity thing, and it's probably not a big deal, but if there was a speaker who you really connected with and you just were like, oh my gosh, I encourage you to go to their social media page and actually tell them, like send them a message, because I think a lot of the speakers they
yeah,
don't
that would be
hear the
awesome.
comments. And what I try to do is if you post things in the chat board, I kind of use the next couple of days screenshotting some of the comments I see, and then I tell Helen Hamilton, I tell James Twyman, I tell Oliver Blue, I tell, already I've told um, Lilla about the film. I've told Dan Schmidt. And it probably doesn't matter, but it is kind of a cool thing. Like if you really connected with someone, just to send them a note, just to say, hey, this is what I really loved about your session, and it's a little thing, but sometimes it's a big thing. So if anybody wants to raise their hand, and if you want to, Bill, jump in with anything you're seeing in the chat board.
Well, I see so much in the chat boards. It's just generously overwhelming in a good way. And thank you everyone for your comments and for your love and for your the way you show up for these conferences. It makes me want to keep. It feels like we're supposed to keep doing them. and it showed up that way again. This time we had almost 1,000 people in our opening session, and this conference topped our average number of participants in each session. It topped all of them, and we've had nearly 4,500 people register for the conference, and we're having a lot of people in the last day purchase the replays, which is making the money side of the conferences work for us, so that it makes sense that it's sustainable. And so if you are feeling the pull to purchase the replays, or that helps us, and you can donate in that way. And you'll get an invitation, I think, by email to do that. It's it's not the reason that we're here, but it helps us keep doing, because we do pay people, and we pay the speakers stipends for we pay the hosts for hosting, and there are the money that goes out, and it helps us to cover that. And money's a good thing, but we don't want to. We put them live so that no one is left out of having this direct experience. So I mentioned that, and that's all I'll say about the replays and the money. You'll get an email from us about it.
Yeah, I was thinking this morning, I was like, oh my God, there's 24 speakers here, which is 24 recordings and all your 3 morning sessions. And I know no one was able to watch every single one of them because they were, some sessions against another teacher. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is like a course almost. Like if you had the clearest teachers. There's so many things that I heard this weekend just about integration. I think one of my favorite parts was just this whole thing of just samskara, just like when energies come up, just it's not like you lost it. There's no more of this like, oh, I had it and I lost it. There's the awakening, and that's really the beginning of like this thing of recognition. And so I was thinking, oh wow, this is like, and it's all brand new content that just got done this weekend. So I was sort of a little amazed myself that there's this many recordings available. So wow, yeah, these comments are something. I'll be spending the next couple days, as I'm sure Lindsay and Marie will be going through these comments when we have a little more time to read them all. Would anyone like to raise their hand and share anything? And we'll just ask if you can keep the shares a little concise so we can hear from as many. And then if you want to come back on. But oh, there we go. Hands are coming up.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good to see you.
Great, great. Wow. Just, so it's beyond words how many fascinating things were said. Um, so I saw this person is here, Keith, and I'm not really familiar with much of Keith's teachings, and so didn't really know what to expect. But one of the things he opened up for me, and I don't know how he said it, so I can't quote, and it may not be exactly what he said at all, but it's what opened up in me. And I think it's what so many teachers are talking about now with what's going on in the world, and the anger and the hatred and all of that. And we all know that, and we can conceptualize that, and we all can say, but we're all love, and we all can say that, and we can conceptualize it. But when we realize who we are not, and when we realize who we are, this capacity opens up. And his wording was more like, the truth contains it all. And that is so true. When you are open and you have that vastness that's unfiltered, you have this capacity to love it all in spite of it all. And that's not exactly how he put it, but I think that's what he meant by what he said. And when you actually cannot conceptualize that, but it opens up an ocean, a huge sky, and you sense it rather than it just being a conceptualization.
Yeah, I saw Keith is in the room. And Keith, if you want to put your video on, if you want to say anything. Um, oh, that was so awesome. That was just so great what you said. And that was really important for me also, just like this whole thing of it being practical. Just this is a world on fire right now. And what, how do we live in this world? Let's see. I don't see Keith coming
Yeah,
on, but he's
he's here,
probably
but
here. He's
yeah.
hearing you. Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Oh, there he is. So we'll just bring Keith on for a minute. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Oh, you're at the beach. Nice.
Hey there.
Good to see you, man. Thank you for your session
Likewise.
today. Yeah, it was
Oh,
awesome.
it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Do you remember what quote she's talking about, Keith?
Yeah, there's a lovely quote in the Course in Miracles, which says, the opposite of love is fear, but what is all encompassing can have no opposite.
Yes,
And
yes, that was it.
yeah,
That was it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
with our practice and us getting to what the Course calls the holy place where thoughts can enter not, that shines everywhere and it incorporates everything, and everything else is just thoughts. So,
Yeah.
there's not even a world on fire because it's just called on fire. There's not an evil world. It's just called an evil world. There's just what is. And the
Right.
mind is making up an interpretation for it. And when the interpretations drop, there's just the all encompassing, which has no opposite.
Yeah. And it's you.
Except there's no you, there's just this.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
both.
Pam. Thank you,
Thank you,
Keith, for
Pam. Thank you,
everything.
Keith.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Keith. All right. Who's next?
I see
Lee. Hey, Lee, come on down or up.
Hi, Lee.
Sorry about that. Couldn't unmute. I don't know if I'm coming down or up or in or out, but it's wonderful to be here. And thank you, everyone who made this possible. Since COVID, it's been difficult to have access to these sorts of programs. And I might sign up for, a webinar on Open Circle for 90 minutes on a Sunday, but to have 3 days, and I only got to attend live the Saturday and Sunday, but I did sign up for the replays, so I'll go back and be able to see Fridays. But to have an entire day, 2 or 3 days in a row, to be totally immersed makes a huge difference in terms of really getting through to the heart that sometimes, if I'm not in the right frame of mind for a 90-minute or 2-hour webinar, to have it all day, 2 or 3 days in a row is just tremendous opportunity. So thank you so much for making this available to us.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I like the way you put that, Lee. I haven't heard it placed that way before, but the way the conference is set up and we played with it several different ways. We've had it so that you couldn't even get up and pee to between speakers, and thankfully this one was scheduled by Marie, who is more gentle and more thoughtful, and she put more space between the sessions, and she only put 2 speakers up at a time, and sometimes where I would put 3 or 4. We had 24 speakers this time. Some others conferences we had 30. This one felt like a better balance. And it does offer, as you said, the immersion. It offers an immersion in the content of the true pointing. And what A Course in Miracles points to, the non-dual takes it into a more of a satsang, direct understanding and direct experience, so that you get it from, and this is why I love it when we bring in both the Course in Miracles and the non-dual, so that there is this perfect balance and blend. It can come into both filters. If you listen to many of the Course in Miracles teachers, and you had that piece of awakening, that glimpse, or that something that resonated with you in the non-dual, the Course in Miracles makes it into poetry and a love song and even a practice that you can go back to again and again. So thank you for your words and for your expression, Lee. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much, Lee. And I love your participation this weekend. I love what you just expressed, as Bill said. And Friday is gonna blow your mind. There's Rupert Spira, there's Billy Doyle. I think he was my very favorite. I mean, he's just, I have a love for Jean Klein, and so Shakti, Caterina, Maggi was on Friday. I mean, Friday was just, I mean, the whole conference was just like out of the park. To me, like it really was, it's weird because I went through a couple years where I thought, oh, online workshops are not the same. But I had the same experience as you, Lee, where I just felt it really was an immersion, where I was up at the computer at 8 a.m. every morning for Bill's morning opening and meditation. And then, I planned the day and I was just present. I just was like, okay, wow, this is like, I'm going to attend it as a total open, I just don't know mind. And I just loved it. Yeah.
Well, thank you both again and
Thank
everyone
you.
involved.
Yeah, thank you. Same here. All right, Smiley.
Hi, Bill. My name is Sumi, and
Oops. You want to
I
add her, Bill?
yes,
I just did.
I just added her too. It's just canceled her out.
Okay,
There you are.
there we go.
Yeah.
How'd you say your name?
Sumi.
Sumi.
Yeah,
Okay.
I added just the adjective to
Oh, I see.
the
Smiley
mighty.
Says
Sumi.
Smiley
Okay.
Sumi.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. Surprisingly, it's the first time that I'm asking not a question but a comment on this whole workshop or conference. But I wanted to speak in this cafe because I wanted to thank you for opening up me to such a huge world of teachers and learners on this journey, because the way that I got to know about this conference was through Rupert Spira's page, because I follow him, and it was written there, and I went to the AM conference webpage, and my God, the description itself called me into it. And what a lineup of speakers or teachers or pointers, somebody helping us to point in the direction. There are no teachers, you are your own teacher. But yeah, just simply thank you for opening my world to so many teachers and guides and so many different ways of learning the same thing, because I felt that it's deepened my I can't say understanding because it's not an understanding. It's deepened the sense of who I am. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sumi. That was I feel exactly the same way because when Bill started doing the documentary films with Dan Schmidt and Leif Heimbold and the Awakening Mind films, they did those films to find living teachers, like living contemporary teachers, and some of them are famous, but many of them are just these unknown clear teachers that have been just quietly doing this work in this world, and they're young guys and women, and I didn't know any of these teachers myself. And Bill would, be having these meetings with Dan and Leif, and he'd he'd tell me who these teachers are, and I'd go look at their YouTubes and their websites, and it opened up a whole world for me also. Like it's even this weekend, like I never really, even though I knew Av's name, I never heard him in a teaching until this morning session, and I was just blown away. I know, like boom. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna check this guy out on his website. And it makes me happy that it's no longer just about these so-called famous teachers from 500 years ago in India or 100 years ago. It's living, it's an embodied experience now. And all these teachers said yes. They all said, and nobody's getting paid. If money comes in, then they'll decide if any of the speakers get a stipend. But I know everyone that's in this conference is just like, oh, my joy to express this message.
Yeah.
And that's so to hear you say that is yeah, my heart is just filled with gratitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sumi. Hey, Carol's in the house. Hi,
Yay.
Carol.
Hello,
Hey, honey.
everybody.
Good to
Bill,
see you.
absolutely amazing. My best conference ever, and I was just enthralled with everybody. Lisa, I just love how down to earth you are. You just say it like it is, and that's a good way to teach. And for me, Sunny and Av were just full of insights for me that more than I've ever had at a conference, and things I've got to really be mellow with and incorporate in my life. And their directions were just beautiful. And Oliver is always really focused right in. It took me a while to catch on that there is only one message here, and he's hammering it through, and it was beautiful. And all the speakers, I agree with you, having so many new speakers was really, really good. So thank you all, and thank everybody that comes, because there was a large number, and I'm so happy to see so many people open to new insights and new enlightenings. So thank you all.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Carol.
Carol.
Yeah.
Always a joy to see you and hear you. I was on
Lonnie,
Oliver's session. He did knock it out of the park.
he did.
Lonnie, there you are. Hello, my
I
darling.
almost feel like saying hi, family, because I see you guys more than I see my family.
Yes, we are family.
In love,
That's right.
if in love especially.
Yeah.
This is my first conference, and it was quite breathtaking. I especially appreciated, Bill, you saying don't be there to teach the teacher, to leave the chat alone, because it really allowed me to just sit down and sit in and just bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. And the questions that I had were questions of curiosity for me to explore here, which was just like amazing. So as other people were asking questions, any questions that came up, some of them were there, but most of them were to turn it all back here. I normally, one of the little idiosyncrasies of how I be is that I often walk with a mantra in the background. God is, those kinds of things that just kind of are constantly at a play, like on a loop. And for the whole week coming into this conference, it was trust. Trust God. And I realized as I sat in the earlier meetings and then finally got brave enough to speak in the later meetings that I was looking at people and seeing people on the screen and not realizing that I was actually seeing expressions of the divine. And when that came through, it was like, holy shit. So the mantra shifted on Friday night, and it was, I am nobody, and I am nothing, and I am all. And that is what's repeating inside now. And so I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be in the resonance of this love with all of these people and all of you. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That is so great. I love that you said that. I remember reading, I think it was in Billy Doyle's book, Yoga and the Kashmir Tradition, but he may have said it in his talk also. But he did say a lot of people have resistance to do the spiritual work because they don't want to be a nobody. And like to come to that place where it's just like to declare it, to really, and I love what you said about, the instruction to not use the chat board also, just like that we come into these spaces where we have the willingness to just leave our identity behind and then to say, and I love what you said, I am nobody, I am nothing, and I am the all.
It kept bringing me to
That's
tears.
perfect.
It kept bringing me to tears because every time
Yeah.
I would settle into it, it was just so friggin' beautiful
I know.
and so freeing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Stay right there. That's you.
Right
You
there.
own that. You own that. Yeah. Thank you for giving it to us. You give it away to keep it. Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. All right, Usha. You're unmuted, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough. I'm sorry. I'm just
Oh,
so
you're thanking us. This is it. This is the whole thing. I mean,
it's
yeah.
unbelievable what you're doing
Uh-huh.
to this world. I want to be part of this movement.
Well, you're here. You're claiming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
it's one thing, it's this intellectual understanding that you are that. It's something else to realize that. And actually, to what came to me in this conference was you begin where you are in your body, in your mind. And you begin from that spot. You begin from there. And it was, like you said, Lisa, it's like with Billy Doyle and with your presentation and with, it kept in every talk, that's what I kept hearing. You begin from where you are. You embrace what is, accept what is, and you start from there. And there's no separation from there. And I'm just shaking from that realization. Thank you. It was the most, this is your love.
And this is your love.
It's an expression of nothing but love. And I really, really appreciate that. Everything, every single, I had to pull myself away to go to the bathroom, it was like that.
I love it. When you don't want to get up to pee, that's
like, it's, And I just am like on fire. Actually, today, this morning's presentation,
Yeah.
I can't stop it, you know.
Mm.
It's funny, I called my husband and I said, you've got to listen to this guy. It's just incredible. And I called him after that and he said, I don't want to talk now. I just want to be quiet. It was like that. It was breathtaking. It was just, thank you. There's nothing that I can say that would communicate how I feel. It's just gratitude. Thank you.
Wow. You're transmitting
Yeah,
is
beautifully.
super obvious and
Yeah.
palpable. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just thank you so much for coming on and sharing and being and
Yeah.
you know, you really picked up a lot of the things that kind of really got to me also is this so many different teachers expressing just be where you are, start with the body and the mind and the thoughts. And this constant message that I kept hearing like every single teacher that I was in, speaking about letting go of labels, like we used to label resistance as bad or just these so-called negative things. And now it's just like this more and more are really just expressing it's all God, it's all consciousness, it's all love. It's these emotions aren't to be pushed away. We meet them with love. We don't have to fight them anymore or understand them or struggle with them. It's just pain or sickness or whatever it is. And so it's just freedom now is what it feels like to me. It's just to totally just be like, oh wow, there's no, it's nothing missing. It's yeah, so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's also just saying that, you know, in all the midst of all this stuff that's going on in the world, to see this love blossom and to be part of that movement. It's only
Yeah.
a blessing,
Yep.
you know,
Mm.
to see goodness in everything, you know, and it's gives so much hope, gives so much joy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless both of you.
Thank you. You too.
Alexandra.
Hello, good evening. Thank you, Usha, for this just being. It's what I feel too. And I really want to thank you. I had such a lot of opportunities I could make a lot of questions, and I really, this opportunity to really talk and feel them, they were so, I don't know, I felt so so held. I felt so, held. And it's an opportunity. Thank you so much. These 3 days were just, I'm so always more confident that all of us, we will do the difference. I know that there is thousands and thousands of people who are not only war and aggressive or angry, or we are millions. I want to say that we will do the change. I'm confident. And conference, thank you for having this opportunity, because and what I brought away from this is mainly I wrote a lot, I have to say, but a lot of direct experience, really direct experience of what they talk about, but it was really experienced as the being, I don't know, as life as I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And you know, that was the title for Tom Doss's talk, was that you're the highest service that we can have in the world is to awaken to the recognition of what we are. That was Ramana's teaching. That's what Tom Doss is a student of Ramana very deeply. And that is true. As we look around and you see chaos, which is not an accident, it's also consciousness, but we are also consciousness and we're not an accident. And there's a collective gathering around the world. It's right here and it's in many other places that is consciousness awakening as itself to itself. And just as we heard in many of the sessions, don't touch the movement of the ego. Don't touch just be aware of all experience, knowingly that you're not the experience, and the experience rises in you. And what we are, and the recognition of I am as itself, sees and judges not. It just simply sees. And that is the dissolution of the separate self identity for everyone. So we are a collective phenomenon, but we're bringing the light back into the dark, the part of the mind or the part of the consciousness that thought it was separate is now knowingly gathering in this celestial speed up, as the Course in Miracles would call it. And thank you for being part of it this weekend, Alexandra. You were
Thank you so much.
very focused in each session. I could see that. And I'm happy that you were able to glean and take away what you did.
Yeah, I want to just thank you also for what you just shared. And, to me, I think ever since 2020, the world really has changed in the sense like people don't gather the way they used to. And I think that if we're all just looking at the news or our cell phones or the internet, or it can feel very isolating, and it can feel like where are my people like that are where's the hope? And like to me, to see so many in one place, and this is only a small part of the millions that have the same desire that we all have for peace and freedom and oneness and the end of the fighting, the end of the division. And so to be able to, like, I think one of my other favorite parts is during Bill's morning meditations. I mean, I really loved, just those meditations, and to see everyone quiet, like just to see, I don't know, it was like I could see that there was just this, like almost like a breath of like, oh, this is where I want to be. I just want to be in this place where I don't have to do anything. I can hear the truth with others who want exactly what I want, and we're all together and in like real time. And that to me is very powerful to be able to really know that there is hope here, and it's, we can see it.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, Pauline.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love what you were just saying too, Lisa. This conflict that we see, it's so funny. I was just listening. The mind goes on. You will watch the mind. And I was just watching it, and there's war. There's this constant war. It's nothing. It's just there, and then you see it on a large scale. And then here in this conference, what you're seeing on a large scale is just these hugely diverse expressions of love. And they all come together so beautifully. And it's all our one voice, and that's becoming so clear. And Bill, your meditations, absolutely. That's really why I raised my hand. I found the transmission is very, very strong, and it just takes you out of the personal self, the separate self, where you're just there. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline. That was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Mitra.
Mitra. Hi, Mitra.
Hi, Beal and Lisa. I just wanted to, it was a very sudden impulse. I wasn't actually going to put my hand up, but I did just to express my deepest gratitude. When I saw the title of your, conference, I am, and I was very moved because I was, last couple of months, I was actually trying to understand what this I amness is. I mean, initially I thought it's very easy, and after a few weeks of meditating on it, I thought I actually haven't got a clue what it is. So, and then this conference was coming up, which was very relevant, and I thought I have to go to it. But then when in the word on fire, that piece, I thought, at least as little as I know about history, I never seen a word that hasn't been on fire, at least some parts of it been on fire. Or maybe where I'm coming from, I'm originally from Iran, and I've been living in Australia for 20 years, and I see these two countries at least, but Iran for a long time and Australia for the last couple of 100 years been on fire, at least for the First Nations people that it deeply hurts me when I see them that the true owner of this country has been in a situation that is, I can't even talk about it. It really hurts. So for me, this word in fire been for a long time, and it deeply hurts. But then when I saw the title of Tom Das, I see that as my contribution, that if I free myself or be at peace, maybe that would contribute to the suffering of everyone. And thank you so much for your conference. It's been really, really valuable for that, calling of the heart. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow, so beautiful. Yeah, and I was in Oliver's class. I heard what you said, and you just answered your own question. Like Oliver, answered you beautifully in the class, but you asked about your heart, and you just answered your own question you asked Oliver. Like it's like it's just like I just loved everything you just shared, because it's coming from being. It's coming from the heart. It's not the physical heart, but the heart that we all share, the light that we all share, and this contribution that we all make. It's you expressed it perfectly and accurately. It's like we all wonder, what can I do? What am I? I'm just like this one person what can I possibly do for there's so many different fires, conflict, and what can I, and when we remember that we are infinite being, that what we are is shared being in every heart, every mind, every person, everyone, everywhere, the light shines, and when we each individually find peace, that when you are in peace for those short little moments that it begin to extend, that is the contribution, that piece is the one piece. And the other thing I just want to say also is, because I'm behind the scenes on this conference, and sometimes I just feel like, who wants to come to these? We've done them before. I do marketing and the promotion and put out, the design all the posters for them and social media things. And so when I hear someone like you, that you just express that you saw it and it was like an answer to a prayer. I mean, you didn't say it like that, but that's kind of what I was feeling, is like sometimes it's like this whole conference is just for one. Like it's almost just like, and it's good that it's for more than just one, but it brings me a lot of joy to hear that. That it's like this excitement to come, like you put it on your calendar and it's just like, oh, it's coming that weekend. Wow, I've been thinking about that for months, and wow, here it is. And yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Really deep gratitude. Thank you so much. Much love.
Thank you, Mitra. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Bill and Lisa. Thank you. Wait, I got to turn this off. This conference deeply met me where I was. Hold on, I have to turn up my phone. I've been at your conferences many times, and your conference on many years ago, The End of Seeking, completely changed my life. And I met many of the teachers there then. And since then, it was after The End of Seeking, then what? And the speakers today so addressed all of that for me in the most profound ways, whether it was Av or Dan or Shakti, or all of them just met me right where I was. And I'm feeling the maturity, I don't know if that's the right word, for the questions that were being asked, the information that's being given. It's like there's just a maturity of this movement in the deepest way. And just want to thank you.
Paula, I love hearing that. I love that The End of Seeking met you where you were, and there's a recognition of the deepening that is presenting itself at this conference for each one of us. We don't know who we're going to choose. We don't know what the title of the next theme is. Our team listens. We have a practice of active listening, and it feels like consciousness is telling us, okay, this is the plan, because we don't have an agenda. And for me to hear how that process plays out and presents your response, your experience, that says so much. That says volumes to me and my beloved team members and support team that are listening to these words right now, that are here. And we deeply appreciate this this way of validation for the way this unfolds, because as I said, and many of the teachers say, that we don't choose our thoughts. We act from a place of being open, and then it reveals itself to us, and that becomes the title for the next conference and the description and all of that. Thank you for the validation, Paula.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Paula, also. And I love what you just added to that, Bill, is just like, again, I'm behind the scenes. I hear the behind the scene conversations in this pure presence in the Center for Awakening, and they are listening. It's just like we are listening. And I do believe that everyone is going to receive an email on Monday, just a thank you. And I do believe it has a survey or a way for everyone to give feedback. And I know sometimes it can feel like, oh, just a survey, I don't feel like it. But if you can just take some time, like this is real people. This isn't just like AI. It's real people who are actually reading the emails and the responses that come in. And that includes any way that things could be improved or different. And also, if you know of a teacher that we don't know about, like tell us, like anything, like just really there's to share, just what it was for you. It's just a simple survey, but to hear the feedback like this really does mean a lot. And I just really appreciate what you just shared, Paula.
Yeah. Thank you. Nancy Ouellette. Hi, honey.
Hi, I'd just like to reiterate what Paula said. It was probably about the same time when I started discovering Lisa and then found out about Bill, took some of Lisa's programs, and then the End of Seeking conference came on, and I got totally taken over by both of you. I love you both so much. I listen to one of you every day, one way or the other. You've changed my life. I'm getting emotional now. So anyway, both of you have changed my life. I love you both dearly. And I just want people to know that there's more available than this conference. Center for Awakening does something almost every day of the week that people who aren't aware, I'm sure you'll get an email. I hope you send an email out with the connection to Center for Awakening and let them know what's available every day for free, and also, or those days that are free. And also, I don't know about the Evolve memberships, whether or not, they'll be opening them up for people, but what a gift that is to people, to give you a partner to walk with you every day. And people like Helen Hamilton and Shakti, I mean, those are being offered on a monthly basis. Every Monday, you get to listen to someone with that kind of quality that we've heard in this conference over the past few days. They offer that for free, for people who register and become involved. You have to be present, for the live session unless you become an Evolve member, and then that allows you to access it when you have the time, which is wonderful to be able to have that, because then you can listen when you have the opportunity. But I'd also like to just say I'm sorry I had to miss yesterday afternoon and this afternoon because I was singing. I was in a concert today, and yesterday we practiced all afternoon, and today we did our singing. But I got here whatever I could before and after. So just thank you so much. I love you both very,
And
very
we love you
much.
too. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
you,
Nancy. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up because there is a lot going on at the Center for Awakening, and just for anyone who wants to stay connected to community, just to have a look at the website. And it's the same like teachers that they bring in for the whole month. I'm actually the January teacher. I don't think it's been announced yet, but I am the January 2026 teacher, and it's 4 Mondays. You get live teachers. Helen Hamilton was one this year. Shakti, Caterina, Maggi was just on. Dan Schmidt came on for, I guess, so there's just
Keith
different.
Kavanagh, who's
Keith Kavanagh, he was, yeah.
he said yes for 26, so
Oh,
he'll be one of our,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like if you like the teachers that were here this weekend, many do come back on for the 1 month to 4 Mondays for 90 minutes, always interactive, just like you saw this weekend. And then, of course, there's just different price levels to become an Evolve member. You get, a monthly charge, or you can just choose one teacher you want. And so, yeah, thank you, Nancy, for bringing that up.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy. And also Nancy, hello.
Does her
She and Carol, they do the John
the book
Klein
study for John
book
Klein, I
study
am.
on Fridays. They're in a gathering mode right now where they've just ended his I Am book, and then they're going to start a new book in January, and that group it sings the presence of I Am. It's just a beautiful group that does the book studies that I started 7 or 8 years ago, that I really captured what Lisa was doing. I said, I want to do those book studies, and I never stopped. And then I passed the baton to Carol and Nancy, and they have a lovely, amazing group every Friday. So thank you, Nancy, for being a volunteer and a participant of that group. You're amazing.
You are amazing. Yeah, I saw just on one of the comments there's a wait list for the Center for Awakening. Yes, so it's they have what's called like a cart, and they open up the cart for this Evolve membership only a couple times a year. So it's going to be opening, I believe, the first week of December.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so and it's just it's a special price, and they kind of just I think it's open for the whole month of December, actually. I think
it saves a lot of money from the teachings, the monthly teachings. It saves, I think, about $800. I think it's about $399 for the year, and versus $127 for each month. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a real money saver, and it's a nice group of about 300 people that are members, and a regular audience of 50 to 100 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who else?
I'm so grateful for all these comments on the chat board.
I know. Amazing. Andrew, I went to one of Gangama's sessions in Tiruvannamalai. She is a very she's a very authentic sage, and you're right pointing her out. If you get to Tiruvannamalai,
who was it?
Her name is Gangama.
Oh, okay. I've heard of her. Yeah, right.
She has sessions.
Okay.
Unless she's moved to a new place, there's standing room only for about 100 people.
I've heard of her. Let me see.
Yeah.
Gangama.
Yeah.
Tiruvannamalai.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. She's amazing.
We love, she's young too. Let's see. Okay. I'm on a website.
Okay.
I'm already, I'm very fast on the, I'm back. That's funny. I love hearing new names.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And Gangaji's been one of our monthly teachers.
Yep, she was on one of the conferences.
Yeah. Well, she was also one of our monthly teachers in Evolve.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Hi, Cleo. Come on in.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Just a quick comment. If anyone is interested, just on YouTube, there are books called Be As You Are by Ramana Maharshi. Those are really, really.
Oh, yeah.
I have those ones. Yeah, definitely.
We know all about those.
Yeah, definitely.
We're doing a documentary film on Ramana right now.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's in the pipeline. It's being edited as we speak. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Eagerly await.
Yeah.
Um,
Look,
the other
look for Awaken the World Initiative or the Center for Awakening. If you get on our mailing list, you're already on our mailing list if you're here. And look for Dan's gonna launch a new film in December called Sadhana, and you'll get an email about that. We're gonna both launch or make notifications to the audiences of his new film Sadhana, which I can't wait to watch. And then we'll also give notification on Ramana's film. It's going to be nothing like any of the Ramana films you've ever seen. It'll blow your mind. Yes.
you're just teasing now.
I
There you
know, I'm
go.
teasing, but
He's actually telling the truth.
But I watched 15 minutes of it 2 weeks ago. It's amazing.
Well, he
It's
went to India. We went there, but then Bill went back to Malai with Leif Heimbold, who's part of the director documentary team. And the things that they got were going to be just part of other films, and they realized we have stuff no one has. We shouldn't just sprinkle this. We should do one whole thing. Let's actually put it together. And so it's yeah.
we have Ramana's great grand nephew, who's the president now, Dr. Anand. We interviewed him. We interviewed the president of the ashram in Bangalore. We interviewed several swamis, the president of the ashram in Nova Scotia. It's a really good film on Ramana. So anyway, look forward to it.
Speaking of the ashram's place, there was a British guy called Alan something, and he lives there since his 20s, and he lives through the Ramana age, and he translate Ramana's material so clearly. I don't remember his last name, but
That's Michael.
Alan someone Alan something.
Alan?
I'm
Alan.
looking.
It's not Michael James, the
No.
Scottish guy? Okay.
No.
Okay.
British accent.
David Godman.
Oh, yeah, sorry, not Alan. David Gottman. Yes, David Gottman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dave Godman. Yeah. I saw him in Tiru
He still lives
last
there.
year. Yeah, he's been there for 50
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
He transcribed Ramana's material so
Yeah.
clearly. And when Ramana was alive, he obviously taken advantage of that. And the teaching also suggested that sometimes when you need a push, a guru is necessary. And obviously, when someone is alive, you take advantage of that to share the consciousness of the guru. However, the guru is always in you.
Right.
Yes.
Remotely,
Yes.
you
The
know,
Satguru. Yeah.
it's always in you. So that's one of the teachings I learned to take away. And then throughout the whole 3 days, I also realized that there were pieces of past knowledge that come together. So the conference at the end really put everything together for me. And I think up until when I went to Keith's session, it just kind of had a big gong on my head. And it just that was just the right timing where everything just came together. So I realized words truly don't teach. However, when you are ready, you just arrive. You realize it's it and you just arrive.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Keith is one of the few teachers of A Course in Miracles that actually puts the direct experience, the direct path context into the teaching of A
He
Course in
does.
Miracles.
We love you so much, Keith.
Yeah, you're off the chart. Yeah.
The words are just so efficient and accurate.
I know.
Well,
And
and it's
cannot
like
say anything more.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the vibration. That's the resonance. Like that's where you know it's not just words that a person is using. It's literally consciousness. It's God speaking. So yeah.
There was another comment I'd like to make, which is also a piece of memory I grabbed. Eckhart Tolle used to get asked a lot about what's after presence, what's after awakening. And he goes, you keep sitting. in presence
Mm-hmm.
until God decided that it's time to give you something to do. And then
Yeah.
you are the channel. Your job is to be present until you were given a job.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Bill, tell her the story of Muji recently with somebody asked about that same
Oh, well,
thing.
you mentioned David Godman was not a Ramana student. He was a Papaji student.
okay.
Yeah, and I was in a satsang with Muji about a month ago, and somebody asked Muji if he still needs to practice or still has sadhana, and he answered with an experience from a satsang with Papaji when a student asked Papaji if he still needs to practice. And
Who's asking?
well, no, that wasn't the answer. His answer was, Papaji's answer was, until my last breath. Until now, this is Papaji that said that. I heard that from Muji 4 weeks ago.
And then Bill told me, and now we tell you.
And now we're telling you. Now there's 100 people that
yeah,
know.
because that's just it.
Until my last breath, we just
Yeah.
stay present, and we and as many shared today, of Neryah said, and then when that doesn't happen anymore, there's not a question to ask. There's not a practice to be practiced. It's just I am presence, being present, what you just said.
You do until you don't do.
Exactly. Until there's nothing to do, what you just said.
And to piggyback off of that, I used to at least think, the little I used to think, the end needs to be a grandeur thing. Oh, I'm on a mission. I needed to do this. I needed to be enlightened, so I'm doing some grand project. I come to a place where realizing just being who you are and living the truth is already contributing.
Exactly.
Just by doing what we're doing now, just by realizing, maybe gain a new wisdom every day, maybe being present every moment that you're doing this or being this is already helping the world, is already putting the fire out, is already making peace, is already contributing.
Yes,
Does not need to be a grand project.
Yeah, and this is to me like this is the grand right now. This is it. This is the grand project. Well, the thing we've all been waiting for. It's just like these moments.
Yeah. A year ago, I would think, I need to be enlightened so I can get on a project like Dan does.
I know.
Or building.
I know. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I don't
you
have
so
any
much.
projects. The projects call me in. I don't have projects yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Leo.
Well, we just want to thank everyone for being here this weekend for this call. Thank you to Bill and just everyone who contributed to this beautiful weekend. I love you.
That's right. Amen. I love you. Lindsay, would you unmute the mics? Are you here? We're going to say good night. Good night, everyone. Love you.
Good
night.
Night. Thanks,
Good
everyone.
night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Love you.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Love you.
Grateful.
Good night.
You guys
Good night.
are awesome.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for filling our hearts with gratitude.
Many thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Lots of love.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
great.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Love you.
Right.
Nice. Thank you